Hello and welcome to this presentation of Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch, joined alongside you for this adventure between the number 2 Westchester University Golden Rams and the number 7 New York University Violets. We have the ECHA Playoffs right here for you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. NYU comes in at 11-11-2-0. Westchester comes in 23-8-1-0. We have the national anthem and all that great stuff, so we'll step aside for just a couple of moments on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We'll be back in just a couple of moments right here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CLA Center here in historic Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the Christmas City. For this afternoon's matchup between number 2 seed New York University Golden Violets against number 2 seed Westchester University Golden Rams. Now the starting lineup for the Violets. In goal, number 33, Peter Burrow. At left field, number 28, Harry Byron. At right field, number 27, Jake Gerasi. Left wing, number 12, Brian Cook. Center. At left wing, number 10, Michael Rayhead. And at right wing, number 36, Lawson Soroki. The Violets are coached by Justin Good. And now the starters for the Golden Rams. In goal, number 35, Jake Rossi. At left field, number 15, Kenny Dufield. And right field, number 10, Steve Hammond. And left wing, number 7, Brennan Whitaker. And center, number 55, Tyler Carter. And left wing, number 22, Zach Craig. The Golden Rams are coached by Alex Bartowski. This time, the three drivers in the attack of the online racing to the closing bar national.
And we're back after the playing of our national anthem and our starting lineups here for NYU and Westchester. NYU coming out of NoHo in downtown Manhattan. Westchester coming out of, well, Westchester. 20 minutes here in the first period to kick things off. We got a fantastic matchup right here for you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. The netminder duo for today, Peter Perrone here for NYU and Jake Rossi for Westchester. Number 2, Westchester Golden Rams. They won 6-1 in the last time these two teams played. Later at the end of this season, back on February 6th of 2026 for the ECHA Playoffs in that same year. So we're ready to rock here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'll be here for you. We may be joined by Trey Wright later. That'll be a treat. will kick things off. Cook will take the face-off against Carter. Cook wins it for NYU and the Violets. And the Violets wearing their black jerseys today, all dark with some purple undershirts and trimmings. And then Westchester wearing their yellow uniforms with that purple kind of stripe across the chest as we get started at a 1:41 start. Originally a 1:15 start, but Villanova decided to push us back just a little bit. The Wildcats ended up taking down Navy as Westchester winding through, gets tripped up, no hand, just fell off of the skates there as the net comes off of its rear rings, it looks like. We got a maybe whistle blown, and we'll see what this all leads to. Unsure if they went the tripping route on that original play. The Westchester player, it looked like Dylan Ikes came down. They fixed the net here with 19:30 in period number 1. Colton Reynolds and Davey Langer, my crew for today. You just missed Carolo Pascal on our morning tout at 10 a.m. He had to go all the way to Middletown, we talked about. But Westchester working back in the offensive zone here. Taken Tavares will work out for NYU. Westchester, again, a very high goal-scoring team. They score a ton of goals all throughout the season. Westchester had the best goal differential at 94, scored 170 goals in terms of the ECHA. Yeah, this is an offensive powerhouse when you talk about it from a Westchester perspective. NYU do quite a good job as well. And again, they've earned this number 7 spot, looking to make something happen here in the ECHA postseason. And a big thing you kind of talk about, everybody's 0-0. Everybody's stat line is 0-0 when you enter a postseason. Westchester plays hard on the boardings here, trying to get their first real offensive chance, and they will get a penalty. Netminder gets pulled, so penalty on NYU, and Westchester will get on the power play early with 18:27 in the first period. So an early penalty, and NYU will have to go on the penalty kill early in this one. Will be a hooking call. John Carreri will take the first penalty of the day. 2 minutes for hooking. Face-off will go to the left of Peroni. Face-off won by Westchester as they look to create opportunity to score early in this game. Looking for a shot, dumping this puck through against Peroni, and they score right away on the power play. 9 seconds into the power play, Westchester picks up a goal. 1-0 to start things out here for the Golden Rams in the ECHA playoffs. Dominic D'Alessandro puts in the first goal of the day, a power play goal, and Westchester up 1-0. Had 15 goals in the regular season, be his 16th of his total campaign, and Westchester and the Golden Rams up 1-0 against NYU. So the kids from downtown Manhattan on their heels early. Again, the Golden Rams with a ton of expectations heading into this postseason. Far side play against Peroni, and that is deflected out. But, again, had the 1 seed for a while in these ECHA standings, looked to be the top team. URI kind of took it away from them at the end of the year. So the Rams took it away for the Rams, pretty much. These are the Golden Rams of Westchester. Looking through, that puck just sat near the crease, shots it in, it goes off of skates, held up in the neutral zone, and Westchester will look to set things up again offensively. They'll go offside, and a big blast near an advertisement near the NYU bench. So we'll get another whistle, but for Westchester so far, they've done exactly what they expected to do. Score, and score some more, and they get a power play opportunity early in this game. NYU unable to kill much time off it. It was 9 seconds into the power play. So 1 shot, 1 goal for Westchester. The faceoff goes back with the Violets. Just goes back over, though, with Westchester, and a shot set in. Peroni's going to get a piece of that, though. Held up near side. This postseason action, stick poked out as NYU, again, just trying to set things up offensively to kick things off in this game, but early on they face a 1-goal deficit, and now here come the Violets back the other way. Taken back in the defensive zone. Westchester just immediately cleaning this up. The Golden Rams so far doing a good job. Just settling into their game. They had a bit of extra time than they maybe thought they would have as that puck goes out and away. Held up at the top by Duffield, one of the starters today. Sends this puck in.
Put the score up.
Held up near the point. Far side action here. There's a shot. That's out wide. Tyler Carter. Poked away from NYU. Held up in the defensive zone. Lofted up near the neutral zone. And Westchester holding up on the other side. Trying to work this back offensively. Taken back by NYU. That'll be Garaki. Crossing the blue line. Chance sent over. There's a shot at save. First shot on goal of the day. Second shot on goal for the day of NYU. They got one earlier. So a save is Rossi will figure out his first piece of action there early in this game. NYU, they're looking to get some shots here. Just immediately held up from Westchester. So far plugging things up defensively as well. Westchester with the speed advantage right now in this game. Held up. Tough change coming on for the Golden Rams. They get it done, though. NYU doesn't take advantage of a slight mishap. Minutes continue to tick here in this second game of our quarterfinal action on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. 2 more games left tonight. And you'll see the other Rams, the URI Rams, #1 seed, as our night game for the 1-8 matchup against Lehigh. You've got George Mason against Drexel coming up after this one. Originally, I believe that was a 4:30 start. Not sure if we'll make that time. Unless if this game ends up just moving a lot quicker than expectations. Crossing the blue line here. Westchester trying to work. Half spinning back around. May go back to the point here. Will hold up. This pass goes away from the circle. Jamming for the puck now. The Golden Rams. Getting really just settled in. Winding through. Couldn't work it towards the slot. NYU will look to play on the counter here. So almost takes a body. Good way to get him off him. It's Gardeffi. NYU. Gonna really try to make things happen. Westchester just kind of plugged everything so far. NYU's had a couple of chances, and Rossi's made his save so far in this game. Be held up there by Peroni, and Peroni will hand it up. And our scoreboard does not read 1-0 just yet. Sliding down. It's held up in the neutral zone by Westchester. NYU gets a quick change on the other side as under the 14-minute mark here in this game. Things continuing to move in this playoff atmosphere here at Steel Ice Center in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The Golden Rams holding on, trying to make things work. Crossing in. Westchester shot. Saved by Peroni. Just off the tip of the pads there. Trying to keep this in is Westchester, and now they do. Only one shot of the day for NYU. Shot sent in against Peroni. Almost lofted up. Gets deflected. NYU almost had a rush there. Just too far off of his stick was Michael Rayer. Was right there. Just the pass was too far from him. It's a tough connection to make, but could have been a wide open chance for NYU. Slipping down. Teammate helps him recover, though. Westchester will dump. They'll get a quick change as well. As Consaknerath will come off and change. It's taken away. Westchester continuing to disrupt this Violet attack. Just about 12 and a half to go in our first period of action. Poked out in front. NYU looking back. Now Westchester trying to dump this puck in, and it is deflected out. Golden Rams outside of the circle, trying to get this out in. Held up by Peroni, and it goes out and away. Peroni gets in front of that puck. Westchester trying to work back with it. The Golden Rams holding this big hit. Almost got that pass towards the slot. And now the Violets of NYU will try to work. Taking a big hit near the blue line. That pass goes offline. It gets poked out. Violets held up there. Good way to get rid of that puck. Making that pass, and he's got a one on netminder. Here's an opportunity against Peroni, and that save. And back checked out as well. So Westchester gets a good look, can't convert, which would have been their second goal of the day. NYU on the near side. Sent over. Severus. Now it's back with Westchester. Bouncing off of the boards here. Thirolf. Golden Rams. Making things work offensively. Trying to feed this back in. Can't do so. And NYU. Again, still one shot in the period so far for the Violets. Westchester. They don't have numbers, but they've got speed, and it's covered up. And that is a stoppage, which we didn't get for a very long time. So 10:59 left in period number one. And there's your stoppage. And Westchester's defense has kind of kept NYU's offense numb. Only one shot the first 9. 6-1 is the advantage in favor of the Westchester Golden Rams, their home state of Pennsylvania. We thank you all so much for tuning in here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, as we'll have coverage of the entire ECHA postseason right here. This tournament. And this is my final game here today, my final game of this whole event here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. And you'll have Trey Wright, who may come in later in this game as well, but he'll have the call for the last 2 games. And those are some good ones, especially George Mason Drexel, which should be a fantastic one. And we have a lot of good expectations for that game. Drexel Dragons. Always fun to see them. The MD1 play again. We just saw a really good Villanova team. And if you're Villanova, you're kind of watching Westchester here to see what they've got. I mean, you've seen them during the season, but teams change form as this pass sent in towards the slot. Can't make that connection. Held up just shy of out of play as it bounces off of the boardings. And that hit near the boards as well continues. NYU trying to work offensively. Westchester right there for their positioning has been really good. A good way for Naraki to poke that puck out. We just saw his brother Jean for Villanova, who also got a goal, so we'll see if we can get 2 Naraki goals today. Shot sent in, that save by Rossi. Held up on the far side. The Golden Rams getting there. Again, really preventing NYU from doing anything offensively. And there, finally, we have our 1-0 score on the official scoreboard, so we were not wrong. That was a goal, for sure. We know puck, all right? 9:21 left in period number 1. NYU, again, has been stymied offensively in terms of chances, but that's what you expect from Westchester here. Again, the best goal differential. There's a big body near the corner trying to get this puck, but the best goal differential in this division in the ECHA, and got a hand up out here as well. They'll pull the goaltender, so a penalty will also be coming up against NYU. Westchester trying to work with the extra man. Here's a chance through the circle. Shot saved up by Peroni. Looking for maybe another opportunity. Shot also saved by Peroni. Westchester working hard. Yeah, they have a 6-on-5 right now. They'll get a 5-on-4 in just a second here. Once NYU touches up. Puck just gets out in front, poked away, and Westchester still holding on. Still with a 6-on-5. A ton of advantage time being created by Westchester right here. And NYU will touch up at center ice, and that will bring on the penalty with 8:25 here in the first period. 8-1 is your shot on goal total. So Westchester will get a power play to kick things off in the under 10 point of period number 1 here with 8:26 remaining. It is a 25, so it'll be a penalty. Go against Frank Severus. The captain commits a penalty for NYU. So Westchester will go back on the power play. So far, they're 1 for 1. We'll see if they can go 2 for 2 on the power play opportunities. They scored 9 seconds into the first one. There's a shot sent in, and it's gloved up by Peroni. And I just want to give one more shout out to whoever is managing the music today. You are doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. We were talking about it in the first game as well. But we'll see if he runs out of songs. We did meet him outside after the first game, which is fun. Westchester trying to work this around. Again, they scored on the last power play. Chance set in, almost got that through to the slots. Couldn't get that goal. Top shot, no. Saved up by Peroni. In a minute, that puck deflected in a very strange manner. I thought I was going to get a concussion. 1:19 left to go in the first minute of this power play. Again, the Golden Rams holding on to puck possession. NYU already given up 2 penalties here today. Trying to see if they can kill off this opportunity on the second penalty. The second penalty kill of the day for NYU. Back over near the circle and taken out as the Violets are able to clear this puck away. 48 seconds left to go in our first power play of the day. Or second power play of the day, excuse me. This could be the first power play without a goal. Westchester again scored on the first one. Back of the far side here is Westchester. Golden Rams. Back at the top now. Sent over. Here's a shot. Saved up by Peroni, and he'll cover. Simple pass, simple shot from Mike Stahannon. Again, 24 seconds left on this power play. 6:50 to go in the first. Get another face-off to the right of Peter Peroni. Face-off goes the way of the Golden Rams. Looking towards the circle, sends a shot. Peroni doesn't have to do much to it. Puck gets sent out down the other side of the ice. 9 seconds left on the power play for Westchester as they'll hold up. We approach even strength back in this game. And we are back to even strength here, so NYU able to kill the second penalty of the day against Westchester. They gave up the first one. That was the only goal of this game so far, was the one goal on the first power play. 12-1 is your shot on goal total in favor of Westchester. It has been on this side of the ice right here for a majority of this, and Peroni takes another shot and saves it. Right now, Peroni 11 for 12, could be 12 for 13. If that ends up being a shot on goal, we may have a penalty back on the other side. Be a holding. So we get a holding call out here. So another man advantage situation. This one will go in favor of NYU. So Anthony Sparrow commits a penalty. Mercer Chief. We've seen a lot of him with 5:54. The Sparrow gives NYU their first power play of the day. Trying to convert on this one. They may need to. That shot goes high and out of play. Rossi gets a piece of that. Right now, 11 for 12 is Peter Peroni on the other side. 2 for 2 is Jake Rossi. That's how you can very easily see the difference in pressure that Westchester's created versus NYU's pressure. The Golden Rams, again, have kept this puck on the other side for so much of this first period of action. NYU right now on the power play, and we'll see what they're able to do with it. Still a one-goal game. The shots on goal do not show what the score is. It's only a 1-0 game in favor of Westchester that was on a power play, that goal. NYU, it has done enough to prevent goals. Peter Peroni has been fantastic so far. As that puck goes out of play and off of the netting. So Westchester almost had a good clearing chance there, but it ends up going out of play, so they'll get a face-off again on this side. But Westchester's forecheck and their total physicality has just been tough to deal with from NYU. But again, man advantage, man up. And a good way to dive down and get that puck. Konsak-Narat. Shot sent over, no deflection, able to convert against Rossi, and a good clear for Westchester. With 5:17 left to go here in the first period of action in this ECHA playoff matchup in the quarterfinals here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. 1:15 left to go in the power play for NYU. Cross-ice pass, back at the top now. Good body in front for Westchester. They try to kill this penalty still. Almost going back to the neutral zone there, but stays in. The Violets trying to get some offense going, trying to get a shot chance here. Rossi's on that right post, hugging that right post. If you can get a cross-ice pass, you may have him there. They can't move this puck to that side, and Rossi makes his move back. And NYU going around the world here. There's a shot. Goes off of a body of NYU defender, I believe, or attacker, I believe. Another shot's in, and Rossi's able to get there and almost tip back in, and they score! NYU! On the rebound, they will score! Brian Cook ties it up at 1. So NYU gets a power play goal after giving up a power play goal. Both goals in this first period scored with a man advantage. On the Anthony Sparrow penalty, NYU, after not really being able to create a ton of offense 5-on-5, takes advantage of a power play. And the Violets tie it up at 1 apiece. 4:29 left to go in the first period of action. A quick moving first period, but we've got 2 goals. Comes out and gets it. We'll just move this puck back over. Held down. Westchester trying to work here. Shot sent in. No rebound opportunity, but they get a good shot in on Peroni. Makes a save with the pads. And he's sandwiched, and they'll get a penalty. So another penalty, and a little bit of an extra push at the end of that one. So NYU get right back to it.
Come on, boys. Stay out of the box.
Go on Dylan Ikes, the penalty. So NYU, after just getting a goal on a man advantage, will get another power play. The Violets from NoHo. The big chance. Again, Westchester, the number 2 seed. 4:01 left in the first period. Let's take it back on the Westchester end. So they'll look to clear. And this could be a huge momentum swing. They already got the momentum swing on the first chance on the man advantage. NYU. Yeah, the Golden Rams had 5-on-5 had really just stopped NYU from doing about anything. But now you give them a man advantage, and could be 2 goals here. We'll see what NYU is able to do on this opportunity. Westchester's 1 for 2 so far, and he's in front of that is Rossi. Westchester trying to work here. That's just wide. Went off of a body almost through and gets sent the other way. So they'll clear. Westchester's 1 for 2 on their power play opportunities. See what NYU, if they're able to go 2 for 2, or if they'll also be 1 for 2. And this puck again cleared by Westchester. A simple clear for Westchester. Held up on the stick by Peter Peroni. And time will continue to run down here in the period and also here in the power play as it's under a minute on this man advantage for NYU. Good way to get in front. Good way to work shorthanded for Westchester. Shots it in, goes high, and out of play. But the faceoff will happen. They're great, very strange bounce. So the faceoff, though, will be in a good Westchester position. It'll be on the other side. So a shorthanded faceoff in the offensive zone for the Golden Rams. NYU will look to try to win this early and get back moving offensively, but this is a Westchester team that can really make things happen. Going back with it as the Golden Rams will back off just a bit. Let NYU come to them. Slapped him with that stick. The whistle again comes out. Wow. And that's something that shouldn't happen. So NYU already on the power play. Just slapped him with a stick, and that's a penalty every time. So the box getting a bit crowded. Consaknerath ends up committing a penalty. That makes it a 5-on-3 in favor of NYU. About 32 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey with 2:33 left to go in the first. So it'll be a tough clear for Westchester. Back on the far side. Held up near the top, working back to the other point. Circle chance. Another pass. Again, you only have 30 seconds of 5-on-3. You still have 5-on-4, obviously, after that. Westchester gets a big-time clear. 10 seconds left of the 5-on-3. And NYU will touch up there. And you got to wait for that fourth man to come back out. And he will come out. So NYU unable to score on 5-on-3. We'll see what they can do in another session of 5-on-4. Held up Westchester. These are one of those clears that can, the penalties you don't want to have, but clears here and a kill, as that almost goes out of play, stays in, can give you a ton of momentum. You're able to stop 5-on-3. And taken away! The captain working through. He might have one on netminder here. Chances in. Peter Peroni's able to get there. Big save from Peroni. Like Whitaker was in there. 1:30 left to go. Almost a shorty for the Golden Rams. Face-off will be over there. A lot of penalties in this first period. First 15 minutes or so went by in a flash, and now things kind of slow down. Sent all the way down the other side of the ice. It almost went off of the netminder. 43 seconds of 5-on-4 hockey for NYU. Westchester hasn't had a ton of 5-on-5, even strength time. In these last 5 or 6 minutes, they gave up a power play goal, then gave up 2 penalties right after. And for Westchester, obviously they play aggressive, and we get a whistle as NYU touches up. And my goodness, this is a penalty fiesta right now, as Max Eckstein commits a penalty. So 24 seconds of the best kind of hockey, 4-on-4, and then Westchester will get a man advantage after that. Penalties galore in our second game of the quarterfinal. Westchester and NYU. .7 seconds left in the first period of play here. We've had plenty of penalties. So if you're an enjoyer of 5-on-5 hockey, this is not the game for you today. 19 seconds left of 4-on-4. So Westchester will have a good amount of time, and most likely, unless if they end up scoring, but we'll see if they can expel this first. It may bleed into the second period as NYU wrapping around and chasing this right here. Westchester holding on strong. Penalty expires. Westchester now on the man advantage. 29 seconds left to go in our first period of action. We've got a hand up. Got a too many men call as well. My goodness.
Yo, don't be a difference, bro. Let them play.
Too many men is the call. Wow. So if you missed 4-on-4 hockey, welcome back. 4-on-4 for 127, 23.9 in the first period. And what was such a quick moving first period just got stalled. Far side face-off and a too many men call. My goodness, this is interesting. Shot goes out far. Yeah, we didn't see a ton of penalties in our first game, and the ones that we did see were quite obvious. But it seems the whistle will be tight today. With 10 seconds left to go, Westchester trying to work. Again, 4-on-4. So he checks the clock, looks for somewhere to go. Chance outside the circle. That does it for period number 1. Penalties, penalties, and more penalties, and 2 goals, one by each team. 1:03 of 4-on-4 will begin in period number 2. That's a plenty. So, again, I'm sure if you're a hockey fan, you hope you don't see as many penalties in the second period. But, again, 1 goal by each team, with Hannon starting today. But Westchester and NYU end up tied after 1 period, after 20 minutes and plenty more. And we'll get 4-on-4 hockey to begin period number 2. But we'll be right back here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Don't go anywhere. 20 more minutes of hockey in period number 2. Hello and welcome back to hockey. Finally, after a power drill has interrupted us, let's do it. I'm John McCooch, joined alongside Trey Wright here for this one. Just to give you a little bit of an update here, you'll have 103 of 4-on-4 after some penalties, and we'll get into that in just a bit. But we welcome Trey Wright to the broadcast, one of our broadcasters, and you'll be out here for the next two games as well, so you're hopping on some color with me. Let's have a good time.
Definitely should be a very fun afternoon here. I got the back nine or the back two games later on, as we've got URI versus Lehigh later on, and then the game between then and this game right here, the Drexel Dragons will take on the Patriots of George Mason. But that's then, this is now, and with 20 down, 40 to go, we have got ourselves a tie hockey game between a couple of purple teams, the Golden Rams of Westchester and the Violets of NYU. And taking a look at both of these rosters here going in the second period of play and taking a look at the score as well, it has certainly been a fun one. We're going to be in for a boatload for the final 40 here, John.
We've got a really good one. Dominic D'Alessandro ended up getting that first goal for Westchester. It was on a power play opportunity, and a good one at that. And the faceoff goes the way of NYU. NYU was stymied offensively, kind of to give you the lure. I think you had the game on in the corner, taken back by Westchester. Carter was in there for a moment, but Perrone will end up coming out with the stick. Held up in the neutral zone by NYU. And again, 4-on-4 hockey, the best kind of hockey out here to begin things off for the second period of action. It was penalties galore in the first period of play, and I'm sure most hockey fans would prefer one without as many, as that is held up by Rossi. And Rossi will glove this up with 19:32 left to go and 35 left of 4-on-4.
Yeah, this is a very slow and methodical NYU team based on what we've seen already this season, as they beat TCNJ earlier on in the year. And you go to Peter Perrone. He's been very aggressive all game long, and that comes to his development. Playing at the NCDC level for the Connecticut Junior Rangers and the Mercer Chiefs, two really good junior programs when it comes to goaltender development, especially on the aggressive side. So we're going to see Perrone trying to lock down the 4x6 like it is Fort Knox here.
You know about those Mercer Chiefs a lot more than I do, obviously. And you talk about Perrone, you also talk about Anthony Sparrow as well on the other side for Westchester. See what NYU, again, you mentioned slow, methodical, and that's absolutely right, but I get a chance on the other way here again. It's been a slow game for them. They got an opportunity on the power play. They've been holding on. Westchester has done a ton of puck possession in this game already. So that first penalty expires, so now it's a 5-on-4. NYU just trying to clear this puck right now, and they do. They actually get it back down to the other side as well. The Violets working left here. There's a shot that goes high off the glass. 20 seconds left of the 5-on-4 situation we have on our hands here. Again, they were power drilling the boards before, which delayed us by about 10 minutes or so, getting back into the second period. So the first period had penalties. Second has so far had this power drill. And now we've got Westchester back down the other end. There's a shot saved by Perrone.
Yeah, Myers absolutely springing down the near side, and he had a half step on the rest of the defense, but Perrone saying no once again. But you mentioned that power drill. You know what? We're right under the shadow of the steel stack, so
yes,
we've got a lot of blue-collar Americana around here at the Steel Ice Center. You know what? A little bit of power drilling. That's Lehigh Valley hockey for you.
Lehigh Valley hockey, absolutely, with the junior Phantoms that play in this arena. Talk about the Phantoms in this region as well.
Best region in the Keystone State, in my opinion. This region between Lehigh Valley and Scranton. Northeast PA, there's nothing else like. And you know, I'm biased. I've got family in the area.
Right, okay, that makes sense. I'm a big Lancaster fan. Sure how far we are from there. Here's a chance, an opportunity. Shot, and he scores! Beautiful pass to Connor Stratton, and he tags it through 2-1.
And that was just a design play there for the Golden Rams, and Stratton buries it on the one time. There was nothing that Perrone could do. And the Golden Rams back out front once again, and that was wide open on, not quite the Ovechkin office, the other Ovechkin office over on the right side, but Stratton on an island by himself. One-time blast that into the 7-hole between the glove side and the pad of Perrone, and there was nothing he could do. Once again, just a howitzer and a blast. And it's 2-1 Golden Rams.
We're talking Capitals, more of the TJ Oshie office right there. Ovechkin a bit higher on the slap shots. But now NYU kind of back on their heels here. This is how things started out for Westchester. They got an early goal on the power play. They scored 9 seconds into their first power play. That one even strength. But what ended up happening is Westchester gave up a penalty and a man advantage, and NYU scored off that eventually. So that's kind of what you have to avoid, is it's gloved up by Perrone. But it's been a sloppy game in that first period. Things tightening up a bit now in period number 2. But there were a lot of penalties and a lot of mistakes that could have been avoided by both sides.
We still got plenty of time to go here, so the mistakes could very well come. But taking a look at the shots right now, Westchester putting Perrone to the test. 16 shots. Perrone has been able to steer aside 4 of them. And NYU on the other side, they've only been able to put 5 shots onto the Westchester goaltender so far. So they've been able to put some quality chances, but they have not had a whole lot of quantity. But hey, it's only a 1-score game just of now.
Again, that NYU goal was by Brian Cook. Scored that only goal for NYU so far for the Violet. As that goes up top and out of play, so the Violets will have to ensue another face-off. Let's go back down this way. Again, 16:57 left in period number 2.
A lot of familiar faces on this Westchester roster. Of course, you mentioned Anthony Sparrow. That one just whistles wide. Former member of the Mercer Chiefs, and Chase Kusakranath as well. I believe he was in the junior scene for the Rockets Hockey Club, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check his elite prospects page during the second intermission.
There you go. Yeah, we'll do it we'll do a double check. Name is familiar for sure. Did some Rocket games, as that will lead to a whistle here. But
you and Joey Calabrese have got the Rockets locked down like Fort Knox.
Pretty much.
They're looking. That NCDC team's looking really good right now, and their premier team. They'll be going against the Westchester Wolves in the Premier Playoffs here next weekend, I think, down at PNY. So you might have to reach out to Lucas Jones and say, hey, do you think I can be on the broadcast with them?
I'll have to check it out. You filled in a couple of Rockets games for me as well. It's been a fun time. But, yeah, they had a great game on Wednesday as well. Me and Calabrese were on the call for that, too.
Oh, for the one against CJR?
Yep.
Oh, that was I could tell based off of the score sheet that was a barn burner that you and Joey were having a fantastic time.
That was a different one, yeah. It was against the Chiefs on Wednesday. The NCDC game was the Chiefs, as this goes down for an icing. The Junior Rangers game was interesting as well, but we've got, again, 16-13. It's one of those kind of slow, grindy hockey games, and it's what you expect from NYU. That's kind of how they play. It's that downtown Manhattan type of mentality you play with. And Westchester plays that Pennsylvania style we saw with Villanova. Working hard on forechecks and just dumping a lot of shots. He gets kind of tripped up by himself there. The Violets delivering a body. Taken away now. NYU trying to work here. Tip through. Get in front of it is Rossi. Back up at the point now for the Violets. Shot sent in, and it goes off the padding of Rossi again. Taken back at the top by Bieber. Just dumping this through, and Westchester will look to corral as they gather. That goes off an NYU player and held up in the defensive zone by the Golden Rams. Now they try to work. Just disrupted. Ran into each other there with the puck there. Westchester will go on and change. NYU may have wanted to work a bit quicker there. But the Violets and almost had an offensive chance. Westchester was able to change just quick enough, and good bodies down. It was Carreri. That is a big body right in front of us, and that's been the fun thing about this game where we're set up on the broadcast booth. Those hits near the boards, we are right in front of it.
Yeah, the 2 sevens coming together, Brendan Whitaker and Mikhail Anakin. Anakin wasn't taking the high ground there. He was doing a nice little mid-body check and then just pinning the Westchester captain right in front of us here.
15 minutes left to go in period number 2 here in this quarterfinal matchup. And we've got 2 more games on tap for you later, but we got to get through this one. It's a good one, and a big hit delivered by Tyler Carter. Westchester trying to keep this in the offensive zone. NYU hasn't done a bad job at all creating possession time in the offensive zone for themselves. Westchester, though, did end up getting that goal from Connor Stratton. 2 of the Violets again getting jammed up a bit here for Westchester Golden Rams. Getting in there, but NYU will look to counter, and they'll dump this in. So far, almost winning the race, but a good job by Rossi to come out and tap it with the stick. So now Westchester gets the control. Taken up with his 2-1 hockey game. Almost hit the changing player there.
It did hit the changing player. They're going to say it was deflection.
Wow. Right in front of the cage, though. Perrone gets in front of it.
And that was nearly just a nice play there off of a, you know what, we're going to take this opportunity and see what we can do with it. And Perrone once again saving the day. That just rolls off the tape of a Golden Ram over at the far side.
Shots it in, and Perrone will squeeze. It goes right past him. Poked out, though. My goodness, that was dangerous.
That was Jake Geraci.
Had
Who
to
was
get
playing
rid of it.
goaltender there right on the goal line, and Perone might owe a mistake sandwich after this one as this goes out of play.
Out of play. We've got some pushing and some hockey curriculars. That's a push in the back, and we've got more pushing. A lot of pushing, and we'll see if this gets kind of ridden of.
It's a little bit more than extracurriculars. It's a
Hockey curriculars, I call it.
little bit more than a group project as we got more players jawing at each other. We got Michael Rayer and another Golden Ram. That's the three of Connor Stratton who's got the go-ahead goal right now. Those two barking at each other.
We've got some players being guided off of the ice, and we'll see if they end up in the bin. So, yes, there will be an NYU player. Harry Byland will go into the penalty box, and we'll wait and see. It doesn't look like they're going to put a Westchester player in there. Yes, they will, actually. They will put Aiden Theroff in the bin as well. So, it's coincidentals, mutual penalties, and all that great stuff. And some chatter as well still, obviously.
And I think that that was initially a penalty going against NYU on
the push in the back, I'd imagine.
Well, I think the initial blow and whistle because the ref's arm was up in the air, and then it was just, all underworld breaking loose, unfortunately. Yeah. So both penalties are going to go on the board. Both 28s, in fact, going to the box with Theroff and Byland. So play some 4-on-4, your favorite type of hockey, John.
Exactly. It's become a thing now. 4-on-4 hockey is what I call the best kind of hockey. Again, and it favors a team like Westchester, I would say. NYU, you talk about a team that plays this slow style of offense, kind of grit and grinds, plays physical. When you add that space, that kind of gets blown out the window, and you're forced to put your faster players on the ice when you're that NYU kind of team. Westchester gets to play an elevated style of their own usual hockey. So it favors them as there's a shot. And Perone will get in front of it. It'll come off the rear rings, the net will. So we'll just take a moment and reset and get a face-off on this way. But do you enjoy 4-on-4 as much as I do? Is this just a me
It's
thing?
a lot better than 3-on-3, we'll give that. We'll get.
So you might disagree with Carollo there.
You and Carollo were having that debate whether about 3-on-3 on the Olympics. Personally, I think it should have been 5-on-5, at the very least 4-on-4.
I agree with 5-on-5.
But you know what? We won. Jack Hughes scored 3 minutes into overtime, and insert your jokes about Nathan McKinnon missing an empty net in Canada being Canada, but irregardlessly, 4-on-4, it feels a lot more natural than 3-on-3. 3-on-3 feels a little bit gimmicky, but once you got 4-on-4, there's plenty of open ice, and it feels like the way that hockey was originally meant to be played, where there's a lot of open space, and like you said, it favors a team like Westchester, a team that loves to get out, likes to get positional in the offensive zone. And they haven't been able to take advantage of it just yet. They put a couple of shots onto Perone.
They've had possession for a majority of it. Just haven't been able to, again, like you mentioned, create that big time chance that they're kind of waiting on here in this 4-on-4 opportunity that we have 40 seconds remaining of. Here for both sides is a good move. Can't get finished though. It goes down the other way.
Malozzi was trying to have a nice dangle there. Wasn't able to drag it back properly, and now NYU's got it back in their own end.
Yeah, just couldn't get the puck back on the second half of the move. First half looked pretty. The Violets can't contain this puck here with 11:52 left to go. Almost made a good pass on the other end here. Spinning back around. That was a dangerous play, and it's held up by Rossi. So just, again, tried to connect with a Westchester player down past the red line, and ended up leading to danger with 9 seconds left to 4-on-4 and 11:45.
Yeah, that was Malozzi on it once again, 40 feet out, and put a pretty decent shot onto Rossi. And we hinted at it earlier on in the period with 11:45 to go in the second, but there's a lot more quality. There's a lot more quantity than quality I'm noticing with Westchester. Perone has been busy, but he hasn't had to make any real spectacular saves. And when NYU is putting the puck on net, they're having a lot more quality than quantity. As we're back to 5-on-5, both skaters will come back out. I know you're big sad right now, John.
Yeah, I know.
Where they're going back to even strength 5-on-5.
We love 5-on-5, obviously, but
we love playoff hockey.
Yeah, it's great in the quarterfinals of the ECHA. Again, we're just thankful to be here, thankful to be on the broadcast and have the opportunity to do so. But here come the Westchester Golden Rams. Can't collect it out there. And a big blast all the way on the backside behind the cage. And we'll check here.
Not good. That was Theroff who hit Alex Svoboda.
Yep, and it's good to see him. Good to see him get back up onto his own power. He was down on the ice. Both players were down, but Svoboda was down there for a bit. He's getting back to the benches here, which is always good to see. Those type of plays are always scary when you see them at first, and it's great to see everyone back up under their own skates.
Yeah, and Svoboda's, he's looking like there was going to be a little discussion there whether there's going to be a 2 or a 5, as Thirolf looked like he hit him in the numbers.
Thought so.
But it's going to be a 2 for boarding anyway.
It was very close, I would say, to being a 5, but 2 minutes it will be. And
if it's borderline, especially in a close game like this, in the playoffs nonetheless.
yeah, you go 2.
Exactly.
That's what the call ends up being, and Thirolf will be called for the penalty there. It goes off of skates of one of their own players. So NYU, another opportunity here in this second period. We've seen a lot of whistles. Now taken back. Westchester, they can break through shorthanded here. Konsacknerath can't get that puck to go. Great check in the back. My goodness.
Dylan
Dejersey.
Hyndman absolutely coming to the rescue there. That's the second time in just this period alone where he has played Superman in that defensive zone. Stopped the goal right on the goal line earlier, and then an excellent back check there. He absolutely saving the day. Rather, it was the Jersey.
Yep.
Got my 27s mixed up, but Jersey, second time that he has come up big, and nearly on a breakaway there was Konsacknerath.
Konsacknerath really he did a good job. It was a great job to fight through a lot of contact to get that breakaway chance. Shot sent in, that's too high and wide. Now Westchester almost had a chance over there. That will get whistled out. And it was Brennan Whitaker trying to fight through on that play. But with 10:04, we'll get a break and a whistle. So this game kind of becoming a bit more high octane as NYU gets on the power play. The pace and space kind of picked up. But Westchester getting a shorthanded opportunity has done a good job kind of keeping this feeling like 5-on-5 for them.
That was an excellent opportunity there for Konsacknerath, but he was just not able to spring out as much as he would like to. We can officially cue the Bon Jovi in this one. We're halfway home. And both these teams, as we're halfway there, both these programs living on a prayer again. The only team reaching the national championship in the ECHA are the URI Rams. Just go up into the netting and out of play. So both these teams both the teams playing here, this is the end of the road. One of these teams is going to go home, whether going back to Manhattan or back to Chester County. But either way, it's going to be the end of the road for one of these teams, and for the other one, they'll live to fight another day for hopefully 2 more days on their road to potentially get into the ECHA finals, Westchester winning last year.
Yep. I feel like you also accidentally made a lot more Bon Jovi references than you may have bargained for there. There's got to be an end of the road by him. I think of Big Time Rush when I go halfway there as well. Got to shout them out. But
you've got Emily's thumbs up.
Of course. We'll take it. But I think of both at the same time. I find a way.
You're just a music connoisseur.
It's what we do. Don't make me get into my early 2000s grunge on you as well. 9:15 left to go in period number 2. Shot sent in, that goes out wide, bounces off the back netting, and Westchester will recover and clear. And back to even strength. And maybe a jailbreak opportunity right here. Here he rolls, saved by Perrone. Diving into the net as well. Net comes off of its rear rings, and we've got pushing and shoving, and this is hockey.
Oh, we've got more than pushing and shoving. We have got a Donnybrook.
We've got some rumble grumble right now. My goodness.
And that was
pushing.
And that was a very quick whistle there by the referees as that all got started off that jailbreak there as Thirolf came screaming out. He put it off. Perrone came out to make an incredible save, and I couldn't tell which Golden Ram was the one that put it in the net after the whistle blew. He was already in the motion of putting it in the net after the whistle blew, but then that draws an absolute barn burner of a crowd. And right back in the sin bin, we got both players.
So here we go. I believe that'll be 4-on-4 again. It'll be the 27 of Jake Jersey. I believe that's 18 Dominic D'Alessandro. So more penalties in this game.
D'Alessandro was the one that poked it in after the whistle blew, and immediately taking exception to that was the 27 of Jersey.
And you can't blame him at all. You got to stand up for your guy.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to get a discussion of what's going to happen here. I believe this might be a double minor here.
Could be.
Going against D'Alessandro, two for unsportsmanlike conduct and then 2 for roughing.
And just wait on the official call as well, but I think you're right.
And again, there was, I don't fault D'Alessandro as well.
No.
Because you play to the whistle, and unfortunately, you're already in the motion. You see the puck, and you see the goaltender out of position, and you see the puck right on the goal line.
You go.
You know, what are you going to do? You're only up by a goal. You want a little bit of an insurance, and you're going to try and do as much as you can. You know, you're not listening for the whistle at that point. You're hyper-focused on the puck, sitting in front of an empty 4x6.
And it's the playoffs.
Exactly.
You're going to go for that puck, so you can't fault anybody. That's just hockey right there. But again, the discussions will continue and ensue and do all these great things. And we'll.
My guess would be a double minor for D'Alessandro, and
Yes.
it will turn up into a Westchester penalty kill.
Right. For 2 minutes, and then you'll get. Yes. So we'll see how this all rolls out and finalizes. And we've had plenty of these discussions. And you mentioned the URI Rams. Again, you'll get those later tonight. We don't have exact times, as again, who knows how long this discussion takes, and who knows how long this game will end up rolling for. This was an original 115 puck drop. Ended up being closer to 140. Again, we'll see how long this game ends up rolling out for. As
we'll
Cole
preview.
Reynolds steps up.
We'll preview these next upcoming games here while we're in a little bit of a holding pattern,
Yeah.
beginning with the
Yeah, these
Drexel
are your
Dragons
games. These are your games.
and the George Mason Patriots, you know. And this will be a storyline that I'll be bringing up a lot over these next two games, but the two teams that came over from the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League, being Drexel and URI, you know, we talked about, I was texting Carlo a little bit about it last night, because if you look over to the ACCHL playoffs, which started yesterday,
Right.
you know, to set the table a little bit here, the ESCHL folded last season, so you had half the teams move over to the ECHA and the other half move over to the ACCHL. All the former ESCHL teams won in the ACC tournament, and they'll be playing for the ACCHL crown for the first ever tournament here for the ACCHL Men's Division 1. But then you got Drexel. You know, they come into today with a record of 19-6-7. But, you know, those 7 overtime and shootout losses on the season have come back to bite them a lot. They're down to the 4th seed. But, you know, I was talking with Tyler Wushner a lot, the head coach of the Drexel team, and, you know, they're still just trying to find a little bit of their footing. They've got that good blend of young players and old players, veterans alike. You got guys like Matty Harris and Ryan Sambuco on that old guard, and then you got the new guard, guys like Hayden Surrett, Pietro Baccarin, who have really come into their own, especially over these last couple of weeks. And then on the other side of things for George Mason, you know, they've been really, really solid as a program as well. They're trying to get things going. But special teams for both teams have been both a strong suit and a weak point. And then, of course, you look at the 1-versus-8 matchup later on between URI and Lehigh. This is Rhode Island's best chance to get a conference championship since 2012 when they won the ESCHL championship back-to-back in 2011 and 2012, respectively. And then for Lehigh, you're the host team. They just barely made it in here. But irregardless, they're just trying to get things going as well. Coming in as the 8th seed, you're the ultimate underdog if you're the Mountain Hawks, which that gives you a little bit of advantage. But we'll talk about that a little bit more as we're getting ready to go here, and It is going to end up being an NYU power play. I believe it's going to be a double minor going against D'Alessandro, and coincidentals for roughing for everybody involved.
It's got the 19 of Aiden Gaffney up there, but I believe I saw 18 in the box. But we'll see. Back at the top, the Jersey came back in there. So you're right about the double minor situation. Lead to a power play in favor of NYU with a final 8:49 left to go in period number 2. So we've had discussions, as that's saved by Rossi. We've had discussions about penalties. We've had power drills. We've had 6 penalties in the first period. Officials getting active today.
I think we've equated that here in the second period so far.
I think so, too. You're right. If you also count the double minor as 2 separate penalties as well, and the mutual penalty for the coincidentals and then the extra penalty there. So I think we may have passed it, actually, Trey. Not sure the exact numbers, but
somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's getting busy. Scorekeeper's having a big time as this puck's cleared, and Perone will come out and handle on the stick.
And this has really been a Westchester program that's absolutely become a regional powerhouse here over these last couple of years. In fact, both their men's teams, as Perone will reset at the goal line. You look at their M2 team, you go back about 5 years ago, they were an absolute sieve, and now they won the CSCHC M2 championship a couple weeks ago. They got bounced in the first round of regionals, but the Westchester Golden Rams, they have really become a regional destination here in Chester County, Pennsylvania for some really good club hockey. And you look at this M1 team, they were nationally ranked for a little bit as well. They unfortunately missed the national tournament by just only a handful of rankings points. And URI taking their place, and they're looking to go out on a high note by winning this darn championship here over this next week.
Right, me and Corolla talked about it. Westchester had that 1 seed and would have made that national tournament, like you mentioned. Just kind of lost it at the end, and URI did a good job, obviously, winning their games and coming back.
The Rams went on a 10-game tear to end the regular season, so that certainly helped out a lot.
Right, that's tough to come back from. URI, we saw URI as well on BSB earlier this season as well.
They are a very, very old-fashioned team. Head coach Joe Augustine in his 36th year as a head coach in hockey in general. I believe his 11th or 12th year for URI.
Sounds right.
But they're a very fun team to watch, but they are a very defensive-based team. We'll talk about it a little bit more the closer we get to that game, which is the 4th game of our quadruple header here at the Steel Ice Center. But back to reality, penalty time is up. We're back to 5-on-5. And NYU not able to get anything in the back of the 4x6
Right,
again.
it goes to show, right, we were able to have that discussion during a power play. That's how Westchester has been able to handle these penalties. They gave up the 1 goal on a power play, but NYU wasn't able to create a ton of chances on that man advantage. So we'll see with Westchester. Westchester, again, still holding that 2-1 lead. No whistle. The whistle stays held on to, which is a first. Held on wide as that shot goes out. 6:09 left to go in our second period of action right here. NYU and the Violets trying to work quick. That puck goes out of play, and some souvenirs will be had for the corner there. With 6:01.
Caught right in the little piece of plastic between the glass.
Right.
Again, no stanchion. There's a couple of stanchions around.
Some.
Mostly on that other side. As we get a good look at the top of the heads, the Villanova Wildcats, who took down the United States Naval Academy midshipmen. 4-1 was the final score, I believe.
5-2.
5-2. Oh, two empty netters.
1 empty netter. Went 4-2 after Navy made it. No, it was 4-2.
It was 4-2, and then
4-2.
The 1 empty netter for 5-2.
That's what it was. The power play goal by Villanova that ended up giving them the go-ahead, and then empty netter shot sent in, and Perrone with the glove ends up retrieving that puck.
And he's got his bouncers all around him, keeping the Westchester Golden Rams away from him. This is something I've noticed by this NYU defense is they will stick up there for their netminder and clear him a lane, doing all the dirty work in the low slot. And they'll block shots. They will save things on the goal line. That's that Manhattan Broad Street hockey.
Yeah.
The Manhattan.
The NoHo type of hockey. Downtown Manhattan is where NYU is located.
Broadway hockey, I should say. Yeah. Broad Street is more Philly.
That's Philadelphia. That's the Broad Street Bullies you're thinking of, and they do remind me of that kind of style. Right? They only have 9 shots on goal, but they clear up the crease. They do what they need to do physically, and they're tough. You may beat them, but it is not a fun day. You don't go home and you feel great. You need an ice bath. You need whatever you need. The icy hot has to get working after you play a team like NYU. But the Violets, they made it here, and it's gloved up by Perrone yet again. The Violets made it here, a 7 seed, got into the tournament here, and they've got a tough Westchester team they're going up against. And Westchester, a team that you expect, like you mentioned, kind of expects to win the whole thing.
They got a chip on their shoulder after the rankings came out.
But NYU, their chip may be just a bit bigger right now. But they are still down 2-1 and looking to potentially upset Westchester here.
They're only down by a goal, but just getting shots on net and onto Rossi has been a big point of contention.
It's been tough. It's been tough to find those looks. With Westchester holding on to the neutral zone here with 5 minutes left to go in our second period of action right here.
Only 3 shots here in this second period for NYU compared to the about 8 or 9 that Westchester's been able to put on. A little bit slower of a period in terms of the grade A and B chances. It's been mostly a physical tilt here in this middle period, especially for the long defensive changes. That says a lot. But
for a while, it was all
playoff hockey.
Yeah, that's what you expect. It was about 12-2 on the shots Westchester in the first period, then things kind of slowed down and changed. And NYU has been stalled a good amount, but again, they got the one offensive chance. They did what they needed to do. And Westchester, though, has been holding on, and their forecheck has been tough to deal with. But this is an NYU team that's looking to counter here now. The Violets couldn't just maintain on that play.
And Westchester's
Mosey.
back check has been really good as well to boot.
Got to keep that off, and that'll be offside.
And a frustrated dump back in there from Anakin. Could put that a little too back into the zone. Lost the stick handle a little bit. But I'm noticing that, Westchester, they're playing the full 200 feet of hockey when it comes to their really good forecheck and their really good back check as well. And on the other side, NYU has been really good on their back checking. It's just their forecheck, which is leaving a lot to be desired on the ice right now. Like we said, the shots are 23-9.
Westchester working with some speed here. There's a shot, and he scores! Sped his way through the ice and scores. It's 3-1. Westchester. The Golden Rams break through.
And Peter Perrone got about 95% of that shot, but able to snooker just a little bit into there. No surprise. I believe that was Anthony Sparrow who scored that.
I saw 12 skate out, and that would be the number of Luke Melito.
We'll get the official word on what that was, but that's just an unfortunate situation there for Perrone. He, like we said, he got about maybe 95% of that, just rolling right on its side. And now NYU might go back to the penalty kill here. We got number 23 for the Violets on the board. That is John Carreri, who was led the OJHL in penalty minutes last season.
Well, there you go.
That's how you know this kid is. He's got some penalties. He's got a lot of penalties on his stat sheet.
Yep.
When you're leading the Ontario Junior Hockey League in penalty minutes.
The whole league, not just the division. That's the whole league right there. So we'll see the official word. NYU players still just kind of not on the benches here, but they got to get back and be a penalty kill like you mentioned. So I didn't see a goaltender get pulled for 6-on-5. So that penalty must have occurred pretty late into that scoring chance. But we'll get a face-off and a power play coming up for Westchester right after scoring a goal. So they're able to score the goal before the penalty. And that'll be onside, just shy of offside. Westchester, again, working with a man advantage, already up 3-1 in this game.
And it is going to be Luke Melito who got that goal, not Anthony Sparrow. So a little of the Mercer Chiefs bias leaking through there.
You're looking out for your guys there. Right near the point now, as Westchester, again, looking to get goal number 4. They're going past Perrone here. Perrone able to just get that puck away, and good on NYU's defender. Just able to get that puck away from the crease there, but dangerous chances as Westchester.
A little too far out there for Soroka to potentially have a shorty. But now, like you said, the deep fried turkey is on the table here for the Rams. They can get another one here.
Here comes Westchester. Perrone's pads end up stopping that puck. He clogged that post. Push in the back, but it stays with Westchester. The Golden Rams get up 3-1. Shot set in. Perrone's able to get his pads in front. They work back to the point here. Shot sent in. Can't connect with a fellow Golden Ram. Try to backhand this puck back over. Near the high slot. Back over towards the circle. Here's a shot chance. Perrone's able to deflect that, and it goes out of play.
A lot of really good chances. Now the shots up to 28 over these last couple of minutes. So 5 quick shots here for Westchester. They're dominating in the shot category right now at 36 seconds to go in the penalty against the 23 of Carreri.
So 2:34 on the clock here in period number 2. Face-off will go to the left of the netminder, Peter Perrone.
And, we saw this a little bit in the last couple of games that I've done down to the ACC Showcase yesterday. We saw it with NC State versus the University of Delaware, where the Blue Hens were putting a lot of rubber on the ice pack goaltender, who was really remaining strong, keeping his team in the game until just the dam finally burst midway through the third period, and Udell was able to win 3-0.
Shot sent in, rebound opportunity. Perron's able to cover it back up. The puck came out for a moment, but the whistle was blown, and Perron able to stop this rush.
Yeah, that was another very early whistle that time by the referees, just losing sight of it. And again, once you lose sight of the puck, you don't know where it is. Your instinct is to blow the whistle. Of course, we've got a different vantage point over on our side of things.
Right. You don't know that puck's going to come out right away.
Exactly. As a referee, you've got a million different things going on through your head. Shot through traffic, just going wide. But, you've got, okay, where's the face-off going to go? Is there going to be any sort of post-whistle extracurriculars as we've seen about a billion times in this game so far?
Yeah. And another icing in this game with under 2. 1:53 on the clock here. Yep.
And we're back to 5-on-5 with, under 2 to go here in period number 2. Perron has just done all that he can do, but again, as a goaltender, you cannot score. You don't typically score, I should say. You can definitely score.
Carollo said the same thing, and I corrected him. He said, you can't score, and I'm like, well, you can.
We saw that from URI last year. Their only goal in the semifinal round of the playoffs last season came from Callum Burgess, their goaltender, who graduated last year in a 4-1 or 5-1 loss to the University of Delaware, funny enough, in last year's ECHL tournament.
A lot of Udell for you.
Yeah. A lot of Delaware, a lot of Drexel as well.
Yes.
I'm all over the place.
All over with the Dragons. I'm more in this area, not this area actually. I'm more in the central side of things, or the Jersey side. I don't come out to Pennsylvania too much, but it's good to be here.
It's really great that Philadelphia is so close to Jersey.
It is great. It helps out quite a bit, especially.
Thank God for Interstate 295. Thank God for the Betsy Ross Bridge.
Yes. Didn't go over that today, I believe.
Nearly
NYU,
a chance there.
NYU avoiding disaster right there. Again, down 3-1. Back to even strength.
I think they're just trying to find their legs here. They've got a 1-2 punch to the lower body, and they're just trying to get some rubber onto Rossi. Rossi will make save number 9 of the afternoon.
A big blast near the boards, my goodness. Here comes Westchester on the pass connection. Almost past Perron, my goodness. Couldn't get the puck back on the other side of the stick. Couldn't get a shot off. It was right there.
Perron got bailed out as we got a minute to go in this second period. That will be an icing, as that was all started by Tyler Carter, who absolutely reamed an NYU skater right in front of us once again. That cleared a lane for numbers coming the other way, and Perron got the initial save. I couldn't tell which Westchester skater nearly just had it roll off of his tape and nearly made it 4-1.
Oh, man.
This will come back into the offensive end, and just these tired NYU skaters remaining on the icing.
Held out, shot, rebound. No, that goes wide too. 2 chances for Westchester, cannot convert.
They would have scored. Wide. They would have scored if it was a 6x4, not a 4x6.
Yeah, just make the net bigger. That'll solve your problems. Under 40 seconds left to go in period number 2. Back up, working through the high slot. 2 NYU players there for him. Trying to feed this back towards the other side behind the cages. Westchester looking for another opportunity as they close out this second period of play. Almost stuffed that right through. Westchester trying to work. Taking bodies on the near point here. The near side. Back up in the corner. Looking for somewhere to go. Only 14 seconds remain in our second period here. Big body. Able to force it out with one hand. Just held the stick with one hand while being bodied. Held up on the glass there. And just goes off near Perron. Held up top. Shot sent in and wide, and that will expire the second period. Thought that might have went out of play, but that will end the second period of action. A slow grit grind period. Physical hockey. A still amount of penalties.
And we're going to get another penalty after this to boot, as we got, Garaci again, who's going to go to the box on a penalty after the period expires. So NYU is going to be starting on the penalty kill, and they need a huge next 20 minutes here to get back into the contest. But that whole period was entirely Westchester Golden Rams hockey. They got 2 goals, 1 to go ahead, 1 to give themselves a little bit of insurance.
And now we're going to discuss this penalty.
Whether it's going to be a 2 or a 10 or not, I would gauge. But
I guess
31-11, 20 more shots on goal for the Golden Rams, and they've got control. But the last thing you want to do is keep your foot off of the gas because this is a very physical NYU team. They've got a lot more size. That's the only advantage I've noticed so far over this Westchester team that NYU has got. They've got a lot more size. They've got a lot more physicality on them. But in every other facet of the every other facet, if I can English here, Westchester has been dominant them in shots, in scoring chances, and in goals as well. They lead by 2.
We've got to get our ice machine out here, the Zamboni, unbranded though. So that'll do it for period number 2.
Zamboni is a brand.
It is a brand. There's an official name for those machines, and we'll mention them later. But that'll do it for period number 2. We'll be back for the final 20 minutes of hockey after about 20-minute intermission. 3-1 is your score. Westchester holds on to the lead. We'll be back on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Hello and welcome back to Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch, joined alongside Trey Wright for this adventure between the New York University Violets and the Westchester University Golden Rams. A 3-1 score, a Westchester power play, and we're about to be back in the final 20 minutes of this quarterfinal matchup for the ECHA Playoffs here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. And again, this has been a grit and grind physical game, and we got some penalty updates. Good on you, Trey, for heading out to the box and getting that done. But we've got a Westchester power play coming up here.
We definitely do. As right as the period expired, Jake Geraci is going to go to the sin bin for unsportsmanlike conduct after the period expired. So Westchester with a really, really good chance here to potentially put this game away, going up by 3 goals. Trying to put net their 4th of the afternoon, but Westchester did the only goal scoring in that second period. But 40 penalty minutes combined so far in this game, 26 for Westchester, as it was Aiden Gaffney, not Dominic D'Alessandro, that ended up shooting that puck after the whistle was blown, so he was given a 2 and a 10.
Right.
And only 14 for NYU, but that is 7 penalties committed for that program. So
I need to make this clear. There's been 40 penalty minutes in this game.
Yep.
How many minutes have we played so far?
40.
Okay, here we go. We got a fun game. 40 minutes of regulation, 40 minutes of penalties. What a game we have here, Trey.
It's certainly been a game so far with 40 down and 20 to go, but this is a do-or-die period, starting off with a do-or-die penalty kill for NYU. We'll see what they're able to do.
And it's not on the board yet.
I believe they're trying to figure it out. And
there
now
we go.
There we are.
Hey now, let's do that hockey now. Back at it. 20 more minutes to decide your season. NYU coming in down 3-1 to this final 20 minutes of hockey, and they've got a penalty kill to go about. Westchester, really, Perrone has kept this team in this game, if you're talking about it from NYU's perspective.
28 saves on 31 shots faced. He has been busy.
You'll take it. You'll absolutely take that in a playoff game against a team like this. Again, we mentioned it, goaltenders in most situations aren't going to score for you, so you have to help him out. You have to back him up, and I'll always mention Jacob deGrom because of the Mets. I have to. I have no choice. Working for Westchester on this power play here, because again, they can kind of do a lot of sitting on the puck, a lot of, just killing time, and there's a shot on Perrone, and you want to get offensive opportunities like that one on this power play, though.
He just had the 5-hole squeeze. I thought that was going to go right between the two padded wickets.
The wickets you're looking for. Circle chance.
The padded wickets.
The padded wickets, yes. A fan. I'm a fan of the padded wickets as well. Back at the point now. Looking at the top of the line. Passes it over towards the circle. Opportunity. Can't get that connection. Good defensive effort from NYU.
Yeah, that was Brendan Whitaker who was looking for a one-time blast about 20 feet out.
Circle opportunity. Wrapping around. Looking for somewhere. Nowhere in the slot. The Westchester Golden Rams. And I've been trying not to call them the Wolves. I haven't done it so far. Looking behind the cage. Can't make that connection on the stick. Now another opportunity. That goes off of Perrone. And Perrone will add another save to his tally.
Make it a 30 burger so far. Actually, I haven't put it on the board just yet.
29 maybe? I think
29 burger.
It was 31. They played at 32, I believe. I'm sure he'll get his 30 burger in just
He might get a 40 burger the way that things have been going here for Westchester.
I'm a big burger fan, actually, as this puck is cleared out down to the other side, and Westchester will tag up.
I might have to get a burger at the Steel Pub later on between games.
Get a burger at the Say Hey Cafe at the net. Let's do that. Back over in the neutral zone. Coming right off of the bench to collect this puck was Sparrow. You know about him.
We definitely do.
Hand is up, and they'll have to get back. They were offside. So Westchester will hold on to the puck. Back over here. Lofted up, looking for a streaking Westchester Golden Ram.
I'm surprised Terry didn't get dogged for a high stick that looked a little bit over the shoulder for my liking.
Just a bit. However, we don't have whistles. We just have microphones up here in the booth for Breakout Sports Broadcasting.
For better or for worse.
I honestly think, no, I'm actually not going to say that. And he's just said right into the boards. I would say for better. I think I trust myself to be a broadcaster more than an official.
Oh, Savaris, the captain, that got leveled right in front of the Westchester bench with the stick taps being given from the Golden Rams faithful.
Rebound opportunity, can't get that on. Oh, couldn't hold on and create a shot. Had some open space with Sparrow. Just couldn't get that on the stick.
Just rolled right off, and now we're going to get another penalty here.
Yeah, another penalty.
I think it's going against the Violets once again.
Yes. So a Violets penalty after they just killed one to start off this period in the third. And again, a do-or-die period as their season could potentially be 16:55 away from ending here in this playoff.
And this is not what you want here for NYU, as it's going to be Jonathan Bieber. I don't think he's going to be singing Baby in the Box,
No,
John.
I don't think so. Maybe Sorry, actually.
Another do-or-die kill with 16:55 to go in the third, and having 3 times as many shots are the Rams, and they still lead by a pair.
They were able to clear. Had a violent chasing that was lost in Sorokin.
Sorokin was just trying to keep him honest a little bit, trying to cherry pick.
You always have to keep them honest, and it's what they've been able to do. It kind of, I've always seen the difference between a really good penalty kill versus an average one is having a player that stays on that side of the ice and keeps the other team honest in the defensive zone. Doesn't just let them roam around and do whatever they want to do.
Oh,
now Perron comes out of the cage. Can they tag it through? No, they come out. NYU standing tall.
We got another
the violent
penalty.
grows.
We got another penalty coming up. Rossi to the bench, and it might be a 5-on-3.
See what they can do. Shot sent in. Gloved up by Perron. Another penalty.
I genuinely can't believe that the Golden Rams weren't able to pot that home. It was a great save by Perron on the first chance, and it once again just danced tantalizingly close right on the goal line. But the Rams not able to pot it home. But now we're going to get another penalty, and it is going to be a long 5-on-3 for the next $1.16.
Wow. You could truly just ice the game with a 5-on-3 goal, scoring just under 15 minutes left potentially if you can score in this 1:16.
And John Carreri, I think he's trying to plead his case about what was the penalty, looking for a little bit of an explanation, because right now there's no other player in the box.
We'll have to have him serve it.
Now it will be.
Eckstein, Max Eckstein in the box here.
So now this is literally do or die here on this 5-on-3. You got to kill it for the next 1:16. If the U.S. can do it against Canada, the so-called best power play in the world, then maybe NYU can do it.
We'll see if they can. But Westchester, a very good team, trying to stop there. Almost tipped in past Perron.
That was Kunsaknarath who was looking for the redirect at the bumper spot.
Back behind the cage, looking towards the circle, gets it back to the other side here. Looking back at the point now. Circle, open look potentially. Not trying to tap this through, no one there for it.
That was just right under the stick of Crane. He wasn't able to get a handle on it.
Winding through, backhanded opportunity. Perron's able to get a piece of that puck.
That was just a great chance from Whitaker, and it just goes wide.
Perron just getting in front. High slot, shot it, he scores!
No!
What? No, he doesn't. He doesn't score. Oh my goodness, it went off the inside of the crossbar. Now another opportunity. It's poked out. I thought he scored for sure there.
My
Wow.
goodness, Zach Crane a few inches south away from making it 4-1.
Right there. I need a zoom in. I need a VAR. I don't know. Circle, shot. No, it's behind the cage. 7 seconds left to 5-on-3. Blasted back before. NYU somehow kills the 5-on-3. Still 5-on-4. Back at the top. One more shot here off the pad of Perron. And it's skied off of the boardings and the glass. And NYU, that's a kill that can give you some momentum in this third period.
Much to the roar of the NYU faithful, as Peter Perron now up to the magical number of 35 shots faced. 38 shots faced, 35 saves for the Chevy Chase, Maryland native, and he is just looking for a little bit of help here offensively. He's gotten it defensively in droves, but the offense has not been able to get anything on the board. That one just whistling wide, and the hockey gods certainly seem to be on Perron's side right now. They bailed him out a couple of different times.
They are really just rewarding his effort today, keeping NYU in this game, and you're back to even strength. And now NYU will poke this puck away, get it into the neutral zone. NYU has killed a minute 13 of 5-on-5, or 5-on-3, and ended up killing all of the penalty. What a job.
6 shots on that power play for the Golden Rams, and they're not able to solve Peter Perron.
And one of them I really thought went in. Right off with the head right there.
Could have a 2-on-1. Just
Yes.
out of the reach of Carreri.
They've had a few of those opportunities. Again, just couldn't create that. 11 shots on goal by NYU in this entire game.
They haven't been able to get anything in this period, I believe.
I think you're right. 11 shots in almost 50 minutes of hockey right now. Westchester back in the offensive zone. Winding on through. Couldn't make the move right there. This puck gets lofted. Held on down. Can't get that one. It's just too far. Would have had a connection on the other side of the cage. And now with 13-20, NYU trying to just clear this puck right now.
That was Whitaker. He's just had a lot of trouble handling the puck. He might go elect for a little bit more tape on the stick on this next shift.
Yeah, we'll have to get back and wrap it up. Working in the defensive zone for NYU. It's Jersey. Sends this down the other side. Again, NYU and the Violets, it's not must-score point at this part of the junction, but it's really getting there. Shots and he scores! Just sneaks it past Rossi! What a shot! Joey Malozzi scores, and it's 3-2.
And just like that, the momentum has shifted right on the opposite side of the ice and has shifted back to Manhattan. I thought Rossi got that with the left shoulder, but Malozzi sniping it like he's Chris Kyle. Right upper decky where mom and pops are zennies, and it is 3-2 and one shot away from making this a brand new hockey game in Bethlehem are the NYU Violets. Wow.
Wow, that is a ripper. Rossi has been fantastic, and the stick is broken. The stick is broken on the other. We had a lot of broken sticks. Dominic D'Alessandro ended up breaking that stick in his new stick. He pokes it over towards the other side. I believe two Westchester Wolves just hit each other.
Westchester Golden Rams. I can't even get
First time. I got through the whole game without it. Shot sent in on Perot. The net's dislodged.
You know, I went maybe about half the period yesterday when I called the Kentucky Wildcats the Villanova Wildcats.
Yeah, okay, that's one. Still blue?
Yeah.
See, I'm at the point where I just call them Nova now. The Nova Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats. As long as you say Wildcats, you would have been right.
At least I didn't call Syracuse the Crunch at all yesterday.
The Crunch? Who's done that?
Because it was Syracuse University, the Syracuse Orange, and the Syracuse Crunch, you know.
Oh.
The American Hockey League. I almost said American Collegiate Hockey Association,
right.
But that's what we got right here. None of that
right
AHL nonsense.
Whatever that is.
We got some good old-fashioned ECHA M1 here. We got a great ECHA tournament. It is tournament weekend here in late February. Is deflecting that away was the 12 of Melito.
Yeah, now I have to work on my minor league hockey stuff. Shot sent in. Off of there. My goodness. Again, the puck luck for Westchester has not been on their side as much in this third period. They've had a couple shots that look like they've gone in and haven't. A big blast through the blue line as well. A tough connection.
That was Melito that got run over by Eckstein. Well, those two getting pretty familiar with each other under the shadow of the smokestacks.
I think they'll be grabbing a little bit of winner after this game. Stolen away. A chance for NYU. Tipped out. NYU shuts it in. Rossi gets on it. Trying to clear this is Westchester. And they do. The Golden Rams. Still back on their heels. Almost. The goal scorer, Malozzi, just couldn't keep that on quick enough.
Yeah, the Golden Rams looking a little bit gilded right now. Again, Rossi hadn't faced a shot all period long until that goal by Malozzi is.
Yep, covered up by Rossi here.
Rossi is able to get the save, and I was going to say that after that 5-on-3. You know, once you kill a 5-on-3, especially a long 5-on-3 like that, the momentum starts to creep onto your side. Getting that quick goal has swung the pendulum back right over into the Manhattan-based program, and they've got a lot of mojo on their side again. They got 11:22 left to play, a lot of time left in this contest.
I think what we've learned is these two teams do not like each other. We've learned that for sure.
No, they do not.
Not at all. That's why we love it. The ECHA Playoffs. Shot sent over and gloved up by Mr. Rossi.
That old, if you go to junior hockey spares, the old Connecticut Junior Rangers Westchester Wolves rivalry, if you will.
That's a good one too. It's one we followed a ton. You follow that much more than I have, obviously.
It's been a fun season over at the USPHL.
It's been great. Still plenty left to go. You still got the entire month of March, really. Those playoffs around April.
NCDC playoffs begin in April. Premier playoffs are beginning next season, next season, next week.
We're gonna wait till next season for the playoffs.
Yeah, we're gonna have some basketball level playoff bracket. They're not gonna begin until next season. As a crunching hit there by Geraci.
Speaking of crunch,
and Geraci, I believe there's just gonna be an offside call going against Westchester. And
no penalty here.
Like I said, the Rams looking a little bit more gilded than golded right now.
Yep.
They weren't able to convert on that 5-on-3, and they allow a goal on the other side.
Trey, they've got 42 shots on goal in this game. I mean,
Peter Perone, that is.
That's your answer. of how that's even possible. 39 saves for Perone.
I know if Carollo was listening to this right now, he's laughing, given the previous experiences that we've had with Peter Perone back when he was with the Mercer Chiefs. Same thing with Greta Brandiker, our general, not our main
digital content.
Yes, our main digital content producer and statistician for the Mercer Chiefs NCDC team.
Yep.
Want to give her a shout out for all the hard work that she's been putting both on and off the ice.
40 saves, Trey, for Peter Perone after that shot right there. So talk about a 30 burger before, 40 burger.
We said he could have hit a 40 burger. Heads up.
That puck goes out of play into the stands. Who wants a souvenir, my friend? You're going to bring it back, and the field goal is good. They're going to put the puck back. No, keep that puck, my friend. Yep.
They got a bin full of it. They're not special pucks like the ACC has got.
I saw the guy that got the puck. They're not. They're made in the Czech Republic. I know that.
Yeah.
But we got one before the last game. He went towards the net and said, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to keep the puck. I don't blame him. I got a puck in my backpack.
Pucks are a dime a dozen. There's a reason that the term traded him for a used bag of pucks.
Yeah, and that's a valuable thing, a used bag of pucks.
Well, maybe for us, but in hockey terms.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Jacob Trouba's worth these days.
Amen. Good thing the trade deadline's coming up, so we'll see.
Or JT Miller, I think, is a little bit more current. We'd say that with the Trouba last season, as Perone will hold up, and he'll draw a brief little group project in front of him.
Yep. And we had plenty of Trouba talk in the last trade deadline.
Devils should sell.
I was going to say the Devils need to make some moves in the trade deadline.
They need to sell their GM. Actually, scratch that. They need to put him on they need to have him work at Newark Liberty for a month.
1 month?
Because I can't imagine a worse.
TSA?
Whatever is the worst position to work at Newark Liberty, because I can't imagine a worse hell than that.
I don't know what I could imagine. I don't know. I don't spend a ton of time there, I will say. We're under 10 minutes left to go in period number 3 in our final period of this game. Again, still 2 more games left to go. On tap for you, and it bounces in and he scores! Peter Rossi couldn't get there. It took a bounce and they score. NYU has tied it!
It was a redirect on a bouncing little knuckle puck. Frank Savaris, the captain, able to knock it home. And with 9:43 to go, as Maxine Nightingale once said, we're right back to where we started from. It is a brand new hockey game in Lehigh Valley.
Brand new hockey game, and NYU has all the momentum, and there's still 9:43 left to go. NYU's got a netminder playing with his hair on fire. They've got a ton of scoring chances in this third period. Shots sent in over against Perone, and I don't think Perone's going to let anything through, Trey. This is an impressive performance.
That's the thing. They haven't had a whole lot of scoring chances. That was their only third grade A chance of this period.
Well, the last 5 minutes has been the scoring chances for them.
Exactly, and they haven't had a whole lot of chances. Again, only 15 shots compared to the 43 that they have faced, and Peter Perone playing out of his beeping mind right now to give his team a chance, and they have delivered on the other side.
This is just exactly what you expect out of the playoffs. We had a good game in game number 1, and we've got this one coming down to the wire with 9:20 left to go. Westchester, it's been a while since they've scored, and the team that you talk about being high octane had the best goal differential in the ECHA. Most goals for as well. But they haven't been able to produce offensively. And now NYU coming back all the way down the other way as that puck gets deflected and stays in play.
It's the beauty of these playoffs. There's another chance, and Rossi on a short side is able to make a high shoulder save.
Yeah, he's able to squeeze the puck.
But that's the beauty of playoffs, is it does not matter what you do in the regular season. It only matters what you do during these 60 minutes or even maybe 70 minutes, depending on how long the game goes. It only matters what you do on one day and one day only on this 200-foot sheet of ice. The slate of previous sins has been wiped clean. You look at NYU this season, 11-11-2 compared to the 23-8-1 Westchester teams. Entering today, they're both at 0-0-0. So it doesn't matter what happens. The only thing that matters is you play your absolute heart out, and that's exactly what NYU is doing. They are looking for a miracle, and they could have one brewing right here within the next 8:44.
NYU is on the brink of their season ending. They did not fear the Reaper. They did not fear Westchester, and they've tied this game.
And again, if you're Westchester, you're just trying to get that mojo back, but this NYU forecheck has been a lot more fervorous in this third period, and that was what we said. That was the real weak point in that second period, was NYU wasn't able to really forecheck a lot, and they haven't been able to forecheck until these last 5 minutes, and they've been doing one hell of a job of doing that here, John.
This has just been a different team in this third period. It's not been the same team that they've been playing for the first two. It's been the same netminder, though. Shot sent in too high.
Just a little bit too much pitch in the wedge there.
There was a space on the shoulder of Rossi. Shot set over. It goes off of a body.
That was a great chance for Yao Yam.
Now Westchester has to work quickly. They might have some numbers here if they work quickly. Right now it's 3-on-3. Chance over, passing over, backhanded opportunity against Perone. Perone's in front of it again.
Yao Yam working all 200 feet of ice. Had a great chance on one end and blocking Perone, and that one just nearly bouncing home.
7:40 left to go in our third period of action. Winding through, here's a shot, just goes wide of Perone again. Westchester has not been able to break this netminder. Over, and Perone's able to deflect again. Westchester and the Golden Rams looking for a big offensive opportunity. They haven't been able to create one for quite some time. Now here comes NYU and the Violets. On the far side, shot sent over, it goes high and out of play.
And we will get a much-needed pause and a little brief breather here with time continuing to wind down. We talked about in the second period, Westchester having a very big chip on their shoulder, being the number 2 seed. But NYU, they have got a Titanic-sized chip on their shoulder as well. They've got the whole potato on their shoulder, and they are absolutely kicking butt and taking names. 2 consecutive goals, not just in front, was nearly the go-ahead.
Would have been an own goal. Trying to get this in front here, and Perone comes out and covers up, and an extra tap, and he's going to just skate away.
And we're going to get a penalty. We are going to get a penalty.
Yes.
Perone came out, and he's going to draw a penalty call. I really don't know about that.
I don't know either. You usually don't see it. I mean, we don't have the same vantage point that the officials do here, and I don't see much protest as well.
That was Chase Hannon. Again, it was the exact same thing that happened with Aiden Gaffney over on the other side, where you're very faintly hearing for that whistle. You are playing until you see that puck either covered, out of play, or in the back of the net. Perone had it. That was very, very quick thinking there for Peter Perone. And now NYU with a golden chance to take their first lead of the day.
Against the Golden Rams, who are the number 2 seed of the ECHA postseason. Looking to potentially upset them are the NYU Violets from NoHo. Downtown Manhattan coming down to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Shot sent in, deflected. Another shot sent in.
Oh,
just
my
off
Lord.
of the crossbar. The iron makes its ringing. Bouncing off of the boards again. NYU will look to set up. Almost held on to by Westchester here. Westchester trying to create a breakaway. Aggressive attempt on this penalty kill right now. NYU, the captain, sending this through. And a great clear on the dive. A diving clear. Held up by Perone with 6:22 in this one. 1:20 on the power play for the Violets at NYU.
And now the mojo's starting to swing a little bit back in the direction of Westchester. They've had a pretty good kill right now. They've only allowed a couple of shots onto Rossi, but Rossi has remained as strong as he can.
See what he's able to do. In terms of percentage, has not been that effective, but has made some quality saves in this game for sure. And we know how good he can be for Westchester.
Oh, Gardeffi got absolutely launched into the corner boards on the other side, and another clear for the Rams.
Rams doing a good job on this penalty kill. This is a prime opportunity for NYU to take the go-ahead goal, and here he comes, Jersey. He's been aggressive in this game, trying to get this across the ice, and Westchester will clear yet again. Almost had a connection on a break.
And this has been a very, very aggressive penalty kill here for Westchester. They've had 2 forwards up in the neutral and offensive zones, and they might have a chance here short-handed with 26 to go in the penalty.
Almost kept it on. NYU trying to get another effort here. The Violets, good way to weave. Held on back. And they have to get stuck in their defensive zone. Westchester staying aggressive on this penalty kill. Because they're almost at even strength right now with 8 seconds left to go in the man advantage. Working through the neutral zone now as NYU with one more chance on the power play as that goes out of play. 1 second left on the penalty. So right after the faceoff, Westchester will get back to even strength.
That was Malozzi who had the second goal in the game for the Violets, trying to take aim. and he has been on fire. Same with both him and Jake Geraci. Both of those skaters have been just all over the place for NYU. They've been playing the full 200 feet. And they're just looking for a little bit of reward here with just one shot onto Rossi, just going a little bit wide of where he wants to be, a little bit on top of him, just trying to pick the top corner again. And Westchester are looking for the same as we're back to 5-on-5.
Another counter coming up from Westchester. Another shot just goes wide of the net.
Still Alessandro, he had that top right corner picked out.
Back with him, another pass, and they score! Westchester takes the go-ahead goal! 4:46, and it's 4-3. Beautiful pass, and Perone finally breaks.
Tic-tac-toe, the way to go for the Golden Rams. And potting it home was Logan Myers on a wide open cage. And that could be the game decider and a backbreaker for the Violets potentially.
For a Violets team that had done such a great job coming back into this game, and Westchester being the great team that they are, they're the number 2 seed for a reason. They were not faced by a team that climbed back and tied it up, scoring a go-ahead goal, getting past Perone, and Perone could only do so much on that moment. Westchester has to now take out 4:37 left of time, and they can move on to the semifinals. But NYU, they're not going to let that happen so easily.
No, they are not. They're going to give them all the fight in the world, and this is going to be 4:25 of absolute war. And NYU trying to just get back into the dance. Now they're back playing from the back foot once again, John.
NYU leaving near side. Held up on the glass now. Try to poke this out, and Westchester will clear this puck away. Go all the way down the ice. For an icing with no cake. Westchester almost won the race.
Yeah, that was Aiden Thirolf who was screaming down the right wing but not able to beat out Brylan. Heavy breathing.
Yeah.
That's what we got here as it's down into the witching hour. The final 4:06 of this third period, and what a playoffs that this has been so far. We had that 5-2 game. Villanova taking down the United States Naval Academy early on with the Wildcats to throw in the midshipmen. And now Westchester, the defending champions of the ECHA, just now taking the lead of the game. And they're looking for just a dagger here in the final 4 minutes.
The defending champions on the ropes for a bit. Ended up getting that goal. Defending champs can't go out in the first round, right? We'll see. NYU has put up a great effort to be proud of against a great Westchester team. Two teams that are not big fans of each other. Really putting on a show here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Crossing the blue line, Westchester could get an icing goal here. Shot set in, Perone doesn't have to do anything. He gets good work from his defenseman. Trying to get this out is NYU, and they get it into the neutral zone. Westchester will collect, though, and they'll send this in and get a quick little change on one side here.
Oh,
now,
Perone way out of position.
Perone was out of position. NYU came and helped him out, though. 3:14 left to go. This puck poked out. Westchester sky high defies gravity and hits the top right there, so it'll be out of play.
That goes way up into the stratosphere with 3:10 to go.
Sky high.
And great movie.
Great movie?
Great movie. Sky High,
Sky
great
High?
movie. Kurt Russell vehicle
Okay.
from mid-2000s. It was one of those movies from like the late mid-2000s that you saw on every Pixar DVD release.
Oh,
and the previews before the movie.
That's when I would have a face full of popcorn during those things. I would always wait for that. Westchester unable to get that out right there. Rossi, oh my goodness, it was so dangerous. Rossi was out there. Couldn't collect the puck. Westchester just did enough.
Brian Cook was not able to get a hold of it. It was right in the low slot, and Rossi just about having his life flash before his eyes.
Toss it in, it goes high. Rossi dives down on it. Hits the B button. Dolphin dives down on it, and Rossi able to hold on.
It's coming right down to the wire, and NYU, 10 shots in this period. 2 of them have gone underneath and behind Jake Rossi, but Rossi now trying to get locked in.
Wow. Face-off will ensue. Still in the Westchester defensive zone. NYU has put a lot of pressure on, and they're going to put a good show right here. Now, at some point, you've been playing well. Pulling the netminder has to be a discussion. At some point, and it's coming up soon, I believe, Trey.
As Geraci, he got knocked down. NYU's bench was looking for a call.
Yeah. So NYU, they've gained control. I'm sure they'll look towards the bench soon enough. But Westchester has done just enough to prevent that from happening at all with 2:17 left to go. Time quickly expiring here.
If you're the Golden Rams, if that puck is going past the red line, you are bearing it into the end wall 100 feet down.
Got men on. Got a change. Working back, Westchester. Netminder still in his cage. That's Perone back for NYU as it goes out of play. And the faceoff will happen just over here with exactly 2 minutes left to go. 47 shots to 21 on goal in favor of Westchester.
You're right in that zone. If I'm Dustin Good, I'm taking my timeout, getting your guys to regroup. We're not going to get, or are we going to get a timeout?
I believe we should get a timeout. If we're not, I'd be surprised. But
Perone remaining in his cage. If you're NYU, you need a goal. Dustin Good has got to take his time. You're in the offensive zone. I don't know why you're not taking a timeout, pulling your goaltender.
We had the same discussion in the Navy-Villanova game. We're timid for it. Opportunity just outside the circle right now, behind the net. 1:46 left to go. Working back for Westchester. Out on the near side, back behind the cage. Looking for an opportunity. Keeping the puck on this side is still great for killing time. Inside the circle now. Westchester looking for somewhere to go with his puck. Can't get any shots. NYU applying some pressure, but can it be enough? Still behind the net. Backhanded up. Westchester taking two bodies right there. Golden Rams, opportunity right in front. No, cleared up. NYU rushing down the other way. Perone's going to come out of his cage. 6-on-5 now it will be. Deflected right there. Westchester can collect for now. Poked out. Westchester looking for the empty net to send them to the semifinal. There's a shot. Deflected. They're on. They score! The Westchester Golden Rams are up 5-3 on an empty netter. They think they're offside, though.
We might get a discussion whether it's going to be offside.
I thought he was, personally.
I thought that Stratton was offside by a country mile. We're going to get a discussion.
Yeah, right now it's a goal. Right now it's a goal. I'm sure we'll get a discussion. NYU, it's 5-3.
There's no I don't believe there's any VAR here.
No,
for the ECHA. We do. I will say we have it for the ACCHL, but
the only video is Breakout Sports Broadcasting, which you're watching right now, and that's out. 5-3, and it'll be a goal. 5-3. So we'll have to go back and watch the tape if you're an NYU fan the other way. But again, they can't reverse that. They didn't call offside, and it's 5-3 on an empty netter.
Perone back to the bench. NYU looking for a miracle.
They're still looking here. Shots in Rossi. Puck gets dislodged. Bodies fall and collide, and we've got 45.1 to go. Face-off will happen.
And what looked to be a comeback for the ages for NYU. It looks like it's going to just come up short, and now we're going to get a timeout here taken by the Violets.
You have to take that timeout here. I'm still very surprised. You had 2 minutes left in the game. You had a face-off in the offensive zone, and that timeout wasn't called. I'm still very surprised. I'm not a hockey coach, but I'm just surprised.
Just based off of what we've seen in the past, once you get down to that 2.5 minute range, if you've got to draw in the offensive zone, you take that timeout, and we're going to get a replay.
We're going to have it on our end. We won't have it on your end, but we're going to take a look back and see if this was offside, because this was interesting.
Oh.
And our technical director for ourselves, again, we can't show it for you, but he's going frame by frame.
I think if you
got
to keep going a little bit.
A little bit more. I need a little bit more from you, Colton Reynolds.
Oh, it was just barely onside.
It was on. So it was the right call. They kept it right, and the naked eye can only see so much.
On the blue line.
That was
on the blue line.
Connor Stratton with potentially the play of the playoffs if Westchester is able to make things through.
Yeah, and 2 goals for him in this game. Right on the blue line.
So Stratton with his second of the game.
Wow. And we saw a very similar situation in the USA Gold game, where they almost called an offside, and they didn't. We've seen that a lot, and it just sits on the blue line. It's got to be on the blue line at least. Wow. What a close play, and also what a call to see that and get it right. Shot sent over through Rossi, and they score! NYU has made this a game. 5-4 with 36.5 left, and it'll be the stick of Severus. He'll get another.
We go back to not taking that timeout, John.
And they might have had a goal already.
5-4. What a third period this has been, John.
Oh, my goodness.
I know Drexel and George Mason are itching to get out there. Come on, just end this game. Please don't, God, let it go to overtime.
No, sir.
Westchester having similar thoughts here as well. But 36.5, Perrone right at the top of his crease. Westchester wins the draw, however.
NYU is skating like their lives are on the line right now.
For these
Held back
seniors,
up.
they do.
Yep, it is. Everything is on the line right here. It could be the final 30 seconds of your hockey career. 24 right now, as NYU may get one more opportunity with the puck to set up another chance.
Perrone to the bench.
Perrone will get out of his cage. One more look for NYU. Rossi comes out, can't glove it up.
10 seconds to
Westchester
go.
needs one more clear. One more clear for Westchester. Jammed up like the turnpike in the corner. Can they get it out? The clock expires. And Westchester, the Golden Rams hang on 5-4. They fend off NYU, who did a great comeback effort. 9 goals in this game, and we've got some shoving. Players are sent off. And Westchester has won this game 5-4, 48 shots on goal to 23. And the Violets did about everything they could possibly do. Their best work. 2 goals from Stratton. D'Alessandro with 1. Myers with 1. Melito with 1. What a job by Westchester. Savaris with 2. Malozzi and Cook score goals for the Violets. Trey, what a game.
We go back to that empty netter. We go back to Stratton keeping that on the blue line. That was the game-winning goal.
Yes.
And for NYU, what an effort for Peter Perrone. 44 for 47.
Nothing to be ashamed of for NYU.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
A performance of a lifetime, but just it was those first 2 periods that came back to bite him in the rear end a little bit here, John.
It did.
Where you get 23 shots total, and the bulk of them coming in this third period. You just go back to those first 40. That's really what set things up, and you're just playing from behind the entire time. And comebacks, they sometimes come up short, and that's exactly what happened here for NYU.
But we hope you were entertained on Breakout Sports Broadcasting.
We certainly were.
We were. That was some of the most fun I've had calling a hockey game in a long time, and obviously thanks to you, Trey, and for you. Signing off for Breakout Sports Broadcasting, I'm John McCooch. Trey Wright to my left, Colton Reynolds to my left, and Davey Langer on the camera. Thank you so much for tuning into this presentation of Breakout Sports Broadcasting. You've had enough of me for the day. I'm passing it along to Trey Wright for our next 2 games, George Mason and Drexel, which will be an absolute fun one. And you've got URI taking on Lehigh to close out your night. And again, thank you for tuning in. This is Breakout Sports Broadcasting, and we will see you another time. Have a good one.